Yeah, all right. So the first game was the Aztec War on Coastal.
Yeah.
Why did it take you so long to GG, mate? I mean, I know you had a heck of a lot of fish,
Yeah,
but
I thought the fish would carry me a lot more
yeah,
than it
fair enough.
did.
Yeah,
And
you were floating.
Flatch said, "Are you GGing?" And I'm like, "Oh, sweet, thanks."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had a lot of resources that you're floating on as well. I mean, you defended really, really well when he put the castle, or before he put the castle down with his forward siege
Mhm.
workshop and stuff. You defended really well there, getting some nice mangonel trades. But I think your eco suffered just a little bit,
Yeah, like
maybe under
as
the
it
pressure.
is,
Yeah,
I was playing very messy. Like Flatch definitely able to hold his nerves better than me, I think.
yeah, yeah. I do like the way that you decide to be a wee bit cheeky though, and just use all the food you're getting from your fishing ships to try and raid him at the end when you were building
Hmm.
just outside of his wood line.
Yeah,
That was great because
I even took his deer,
yeah,
hoping
yeah,
he'd
you
use it.
cheeky bastard, yeah.
Saw that, you asshole.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's quite funny. But yeah, you did actually do quite a bit of damage to him as well, because I think at one stage he was on 100 villages, and then the next minute he was down on 50, 60 vills. So he did a lot of
But
damage
yeah,
with that raiding. But
he had castles, so he could get jaguars out to
yeah,
counter my
exactly. Yeah,
eagles,
that's
so
normally what
he could
happens
be
in
the nail
Aztec
in the
Wars.
coffin there.
Yeah, of course, of course. I think it was more or less just delaying the inevitable when it came to that
Mm.
stage.
Yeah,
But then all
and
good. All
then
right, so the second
game
game.
two.
Yeah, the second game. I knew you were gonna choose a water map because you'd been saying you were choosing your grushes, or you'd been practicing
Yeah.
your grushes. So I knew you'd
Hmm.
choose one of those wee bad boys. So how do you think you went in that one?
Um.
I mean, obviously well because you won, but
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, it's like I knew. Okay, I can play strong on this. I
hmm
doubt that Flatch will be able to do this without practice on water, and I'd assumed that he hadn't practiced on water. And the reason I practiced on water
it was
really
because
is
he hadn't.
because no.
Yeah.
Like even though I talked to Flatch, I didn't know exactly what he was doing practice wise.
Okay. Okay.
But essentially, I just went, okay, full random, blind random. About
Mm.
half those maps are water. And
Yeah.
then if I make my home map water,
You
then
should
I've
be in
got
a good spot.
potentially 2 free games that I can do water. And I did get free games there, except, yeah, that last one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no,
But we'll get to it.
yeah,
I'll
I
get
think I
to
think
the
you
last
played
one.
really, really strongly on your second game. Your Grush build was pretty solid,
Mm.
and you had a good number of galleys, and you could push them back as well. You
Oh,
were
yeah,
maybe,
that was
yeah,
fully planned there.
yeah. You're patrolling a little bit off in some points. Like just when you're getting up to the castle age, I noticed that you were
Mm-hmm.
starting to maybe get a
I
wee bit
grew a
ahead of
few
yourself,
galleys.
taking a few fights
Um,
and getting a few free
there was
hits.
a lot
But
of lag in that game.
yeah, I
There was
noticed
a
that
lot.
actually. I've actually
But it
muted Fletch,
settled
so I
for me
can't tell
next
what he's
time.
saying. But yeah, no,
He wasn't
yeah.
saying anything.
Oh, yeah, all good. No, it did seem like there was a wee bit of lag, but no, that was a really, really strong game, and it seemed like you had planned that pretty conclusively as well to go for a water map as your home map,
Yeah,
which is pretty
like
good.
I've been practicing water for the last week
Yeah,
exclusively, pretty much,
yeah, no,
which
that's
is
good.
kind of why my land play was a little bit
Yeah,
lackluster as well.
which brings us quite nicely into game three, which was the
Mm.
Nomad game, because
Yeah,
there's a little bit of oh, I don't know what the word
laming,
is. Um,
a little bit of laming.
Nah. Oh, the laming was funny. To be fair, I saw you doing the ball, and I was like, I wonder if he's going to do this. And I looked away and looked back,
All
and
free,
fuck, there you go, you did
all
it. Like,
free,
oh, bloody good. No, there was a bit of a
free.
bit of an uproar in the chat because you had such a good position. I mean, you'd taken out all of his
Uh-huh.
fish, and that was pretty much the only food economy that he actually had.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't at that stage when you were taking out his fish, he didn't have a huge farm eco, so you're in a really good spot there. And then it just seemed to go downhill from there. So what happened?
I feel like I just completely lacked execution there. Like I got him to where I wanted him, but I just couldn't do anything with it. Like
hmm
my land play was just it was definitely off tonight.
Yeah. And why did you choose Koreans? Because normally Nomad
Um,
serves of Persia or China, for example. Why Koreans?
I chose Korean so that I could just chuck a few towers up. You know,
Yeah, okay. Pyro brought
if
in
you
a good
can't beat him, join him.
yeah. Pyro brought up a good point in the chat, thinking that maybe it was because you wanted the line of sight on your villages.
Yeah,
But
yeah. That I completely forgot about that, but it was quite handy actually. It meant that I was able to get a really nice
yeah, you did
TC
have three
position.
balls around your TC and wood and gold pretty
Two.
close. Was it two ball? Oh, okay, must have been Fletch.
It
No,
was
Fletch
two,
had
but I
three.
killed
Yeah.
one of them
Oh, did you? Okay,
with my
very good.
TC.
Okay, Joro in the chat was saying
That's
I
why I
taught him
said
that
11.
trick. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah.
He taught me that trick to lay my own boar.
Yeah, no, I think he meant shooting it with your TC to weaken it. But yeah, no, all good. So yeah, I mean, you were in a really good position. It just seemed that you couldn't execute any of your land-based economy or anything after that. because you'd taken away pretty much all of his advantages that he had, and then he just went pretty aggressive with a few scouts, which
The scouts did nothing.
The scouts did nothing. It was a bit of a mistake. It almost, I mean, we'll come to it when we chat to Flatch, but it almost seemed like he wanted to go for a fast castle, didn't have the food, and he's like, fuck it, I'll go scouts, see what happens. And then all your economy was centered around your TC, so you were fine. Then he just went pretty, not all in, but he went one TC for a while and just overwhelmed you with knights and stored your eco quite a bit, which was good.
So
Yeah, yep. He was one TC for a while.
Yeah, I probably should have gone 2 TCs and maybe made a few monasteries.
Yeah.
I should have figured he's Persians, he's probably going to go knights.
Yeah, no, of course. And Flightless is bringing up some good points in the chat as well well, actually, it was all of the people, but Flightless, Flightless comes to mind. That it seemed like you wanted to try and get away with booming. And not really doing too much of your army. So a little bit interesting when your opponent's going 1 TC, like 3 or 4 stable knights, but you weren't to know that, of course. But
was he 3 or 4 stables?
Yeah, I think he had at least 3 in Castle Age, so he was going pretty hard. He missed Bloodlines for quite a while as well, which a few people were a little bit incensed by. But
you could say I kind of forgot to make a scout.
Yeah, of course. No, it's fine. Yeah, so maybe trying to be a wee bit greedy, getting away with booming when you had an opponent that was pressuring you so much with army.
Yeah. Okay. On to game 4 then, I guess.
Game 4. Yep. All right. Arena game. Yeah, that was pretty bloody strong of you, to be completely honest, because I've seen a few games between Aztecs and Mayans where it goes to late game and the Aztecs have the advantage because they've got the Eagles. They got Eagles. They got SO. Yeah, exactly.
And you got to see those beautiful 2-handed swordsmen.
Yeah, exactly. I was really, really impressed with that. You were bringing in some really nice army compositions towards the end. I mean, your plumed archers were doing fine against the Eagles. Yeah, exactly. And you just had the bigger mass. Yeah, you just had the meat. You just needed the meat there, right? Yeah, the meat shield was really, really strong when you started bringing them in. There was one.
End it very slowly though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. The one thing that I really want to commend you on though is your quick walling. When you're walling in his relics.
Yeah.
And there was a cheeky wee Pyro. I'm not going to cast the Zane games tonight. There's cheeky wee quick
was Aztecs and he could get so much gold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think you got 3. I think you got 3 relics in the end, and he got 2. Two. He got the other 2. Yeah, so it's 3-2. Yeah, so that was really, really strong from you as well. But it was a really, really nicely well played and executed game. You kept yourself nice and calm under pressure, and I thought you did really, really well there as well. So well done on that. What do you think?
I think my thought process with choosing Arena there was I just needed something to kind of calm me down and just kind of reset. And
of course.
Arena was a map that I could really just take it calm, and also putting all of those walls up behind and stuff like that meant that he wasn't able to get into it. Like when I saw him make that Mangadel, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, exactly, because he's investing quite a bit.
Just dropped that and wasn't able to boom as well as me, and then I could beat him to Imperial, get my castles, get my plumes out, and then push it back.
Yeah, exactly, which was really, really nice. It was an interesting decision from Flatch to go for 2 monasteries and a siege workshop and delay his extra town centers. Yeah, no, he went double monastery. Obviously to get the monks out and all that sort of stuff, but it delayed his boom quite a bit, and he didn't do, in my opinion, enough with the and the military advantage that he had.
And then also me getting the relics then because of the walls and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was really
a huge advantage.
It was really strong. It was really good. And the last game, Jesus Christ, mate.
Oh my goodness.
You threw that one, didn't you?
Yeah, Flatch is laughing.
Choked big time. Oh my goodness. I mean, Flatch didn't grush. He just went for a pseudo fast castle build. Because I guess he realized in the beginning.
I was expecting he'd make a few fish.
Yeah. I guess he realized that in the first water game you guys played that you had him pretty decisively beaten if you had just came to a straight up grush.
He has you muted, by the way.
Sorry, Flatch. Yeah. So then he went for the fast castle, and you had water control. You had everything going your way. The first landing that he did, you beat back pretty concisely, getting a couple of pikes and a couple of monks out, and you were fine.
And I actually thought it was going to go Huskarls then.
Yep.
I legitimately thought that because I thought like, okay, he's probably put a castle up on his own island, tried to hide it, or he put it on the coast somewhere that I hadn't patrolled.
Yep.
And then he's going to go with husks, and that's why I actually put up the barracks. I would have gone with more monasteries if I'd known he was going to go knights.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. You had enough to beat him back, so it was fine. But it was at the end because you had some war galleys actually attacking the docks and the villages that he was building. But I guess your attention was focused elsewhere because he still managed to get them there. But the
I
problem,
saw he had a dock
mm-hmm.
kind of like, you know where his first dock was?
Yep.
Somewhere between there and my
later
docks.
Yep. That's where he put them. But what do you think that the biggest downfall for you there was? Obviously, I mean, you could still have beaten him back even if you hadn't have scouted
I saw the
it.
landing within like 10 seconds of it going down.
Yeah, exactly. So that was all
fine. I completely failed to stop it.
But why? Why do you think it happened? Because I saw you mentioning at the end of the game, you're like, I thought champs went 2-1 with Huskarls.
No, I'm saying it felt like his Huskarls went 2-1 against my champs.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
like,
the biggest thing for me was that you didn't have the upgrades at all. You were pretty much sending unupgraded longswords into his almost equally unupgraded Huskarls. Sure. So I think that was the biggest.
Surely a champion though with full 2 armor and I think I have like 1 attack or something like that. Surely that would still shred a Huskarl because it has no base pierce armor or anything.
Clearly not. That's so good. So I think that was the biggest.
Just not trading as well as I thought they did.
Okay.
And then also my fish felt like they weren't paying off anywhere near as well as I expected them. Like I was having huge food troubles and I was thinking, why aren't my fish getting tons of work? And it's like half the time they'd just be sitting there.
Yeah, and you were much too late to the Imperial Age. Yeah, you were too late to the Imperial Age as well.
Yeah, and in the end, I ended up just buying 1,000 food outright and going up.
Yep, no, we saw that. And Flightless mentioning as well, you didn't have nearly enough farms to support a Goth unit production.
Yeah, I sincerely thought that my fish would do
it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, because I had like 20, 30 fishing chips or something like that.
Yeah, no, all good. Well, thank you very much for the interview, Lawrence. I think we'll put you on mute and we'll head over and have a wee chat with Flatch and see what he thinks as well.
All right. My last word is GG Flatch.
Fair enough. All right, one sec. What have we got here? Let's turn Flatch up. Hello, Flatch.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Really good, actually.
Feeling pretty good. 3-2 victory. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, it's...
Very good. All right, so what about the first game, mate? Talk us through the first game.
That was the
Aztec Coastal one.
The Aztec Coastal one.
Yeah.
So... I can't remember that game.
Fair enough. It seemed like you had a pretty definitive advantage going into at least the Castle Age because you had nice aggression going on. You zoned him off his front gold and a little bit of stone. Yes. Yeah.
Hang on. Just remind me what happened that game. Sorry.
That's all right. So you guys were both Aztecs, and he had front gold that he put a tower up on, and he'd just gone for a shit ton of walls, and he went for a 1 galley grush. And then you decided to go forward with more or less a fast castle build, go into crossbows, and then get a forward siege workshop and start pressuring them from there.
Yes. The one that he took forever to resign on.
Yeah, one of the ones, yeah.
So that was a good game. I chose the archers, I matched them up enough. And it was just some... got the mangonels out, got the pressure on. I felt like he didn't react particularly well.
Yeah.
Or at all, like you're saying. Stop whispering to me, Lawrence. So once I got the pressure on, I felt it was a bit slow pushing in, but my eco was suffering a little bit, so just, minor mistakes.
No, of course.
But at the end of the day, we got at least the 1-to-1 mang trades.
Yep.
My army comp, I think, won me that game.
I think it was good too. I mean, Lawrence, fair enough for him going Eagles and Castle Age, trying to have a little bit more firepower there to take down your mangonels, but Eagles and Castle Age just really don't stack up much against Castle Age crossbows.
Yeah, definitely. And so I threw in the Jaguar Warriors as well to dissuade that.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a very good idea. That's normally what Aztecs do anyway. Normally transitions into Jaguars and Onagers and such. So it was a really good decision from you as well. And your eco might have been a wee bit weaker, but his wasn't as great, so that's all good.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I knew it was over when I got his base. I did sort of expect him to mass up and try to take my base out, but by that point, I was way too far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't going to do much at all.
We just killed him from there.
No, makes sense. So what about the second game then? His home map, Islands. I feel like can't swim very well, can you, mate?
I have to admit that was my first competitive water game.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I do not play water maps.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It definitely played quite well into his into his hands. I mean, your Grush build seemed okay. Your dot placement was pretty crap in terms of fish, but
it was
so sad. It was pretty hard. But that's okay. Because I mean, you would have. I don't think you're up to feudal age too much after him, so he wouldn't really be able to get the galley advantage. But it seemed like his army control maybe just a little bit more on point.
Definitely.
Taking a few bit of trades.
Yeah. He just outplayed me that game.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, that's absolutely fair enough. Were you trying to do a landing at the end, or I can't remember that game quite?
I was thinking about it, but by that time I just lost.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Bloody good. All right, so the third game, Nomad. This was your home map, I believe.
Yep, I love me some Nomad.
Yeah, exactly. So what was the choice behind going? Were you trying to do a fast castle?
Yes, actually.
You were, okay, and then you made 3 scouts.
Well, yeah, so I went for it, and then I realized I was going to be really late to click up, and I knew that he was. I knew where he was, so I thought I'd be able to harass him a little bit more with them.
Yep.
But his resources are all super close to his TC.
Yeah, just put you back a little bit. Yeah, no, fair enough.
That's fair. So then I just went up on 1 TC to be nice.
Yep.
Like maybe it was a little bit conservative of me not to try to boom up a little bit more, but I knew that he didn't have a whole lot of military presence.
Yeah.
I knew that his base was fairly spread out, so I knew knights would really wreak havoc on him, and they just wrecked his eco and never really recovered from that.
No, he didn't, and it took him a wee bit to resign, but
yeah.
You got there in the end, which was good. Yeah, I think the 1 TC play was really exciting as well. Normally we just see a little bit of a boom, especially coming from a Persian player with faster working TCs and such, but it was really exciting to see like 3 or 4 stables in the castle age and just pumping out knights. It's quite cool.
Yeah, like I like being very aggressive on Nomad because people do tend to like to just sit back and boom. And,
yeah, of course.
Like they're really unsure of themselves. They've never got any scouting info, so it's like if you go aggression, then it's really easy to throw them off.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of aggression, what about the arena game, game 4?
Yeah, that one smash up and going, but. He did some really good walling to keep me out of the relics.
Yeah, the cheeky bastard. Yeah,
and managed to dodge my mangonel shots on his monk. That was fine. When I actually got to pressuring his base, his walls were pretty good, and his castle was super well placed.
Yeah, it was a really nice defensive location. And it was pretty strong.
That really stopped me from progressing any further with them. So
yeah. Because that was the only thing. If you go ahead with 2 monasteries and a siege workshop, you really got to make it worth it, because you're going to be sitting yourself a little bit behind in terms of getting extra TCs and extra economy and all that sort of stuff.
So generally when I've been practicing that like they're not quite as good in the defensive castle placements. It's usually off to one side. So I can just pressure the other side. But SirLaurence placed that really well.
No, he did. That was a really strong. What about the later game? What was the decision behind not going Siege Onagers? Obviously, you didn't have a lot of resources. Yeah, I noticed that you didn't really take too much map control in terms of that, because it was the gold that was really kind of screwing you over at the end, because he had controls of the extra golds, which was really good for him. So, and he was taking.
My boom wasn't very strong. The gold ran out towards the end, and I couldn't afford the Siege Onager upgrade, or I couldn't justify it when I knew he had that many.
Yeah.
Eagle Warriors. Sorry, not Eagle Warriors.
Plumes.
Plumes.
Yeah.
Look, again, he just outboomed me that game. He managed to get the big military lead, and he just pushed that home.
Yeah. Maybe Siege. What about Siege Rams? Siege Rams could have been pretty strong against. Because it only costs food to upgrade, so it could have been pretty strong for the Aztecs, especially against the plumed archers. But
yeah, definitely.
Benefit of hindsight, I guess.
And the 2-handed Stormmen were just the nail.
Yeah, they were. They really were. Yeah, a bit of meat in between the eagles and the plumes, just too strong.
Exactly. Yeah, it was really good. Well played by him.
So 2-2 at that stage, and then you come into the last game, another water map, Archipelago. Goths. Always interesting to see.
I actually saw the map. I saw the map, and I thought the lands were connected.
Yeah, sometimes Archipelago can have that.
Oh, okay. And so I was scanning around, and I was trying to find it. By that time, I'd already sort of gone for a fast castle build.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, he's probably going to go water, so I'm not really going to bother at this point. So I assumed he'd just go for a fast feudal Grush, and I'd get really ahead and try to land him.
Yep.
Like I did.
Yeah.
There was a point in the game where he surrounded my island And I was just like, yeah, it's probably GG, but I'll try to land him.
Yeah.
And see what happens. So I just sent off a bunch of villages in a heap of different directions.
Yeah.
And built a bunch of docks and a bunch of transports.
Yeah.
And then tried my luck a little bit.
And it worked out.
Luckily
it worked out. So it was pretty strong. I mean, the Huskarls were an interesting choice that you kept going for them because you'd already seen that he was taking into the the Man-at-Arms champion line. So he definitely had the natural counter to your Huskarls. But were you surprised when you started to just overwhelm him, even though he had the counter units?
Look, the second I actually got into his eco, I thought I'd be as long as my eco could keep up with his, or at least a little bit, I'd win.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because I just had the presence on the land, and I knew that he had a huge navy out there, but he couldn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much that water control can actually do for you.
Yeah. So I know he wasted quite a lot of gold, and I managed to push him off a couple of golds.
Yeah.
So I knew that he'd be running really short on resources, and I saw that he didn't have a whole lot of farms.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, like you said, he was trying to rely on his fishing to supplement his food income there, but it didn't really pay off.
So from there, what I forgot to mention was he left one of my barracks up when I first landed.
Yeah, he did.
And I saw that, and I was like, if he doesn't kill it, I'm just going to spam Huskarls from it and keep him distracted for a little while until I can make another landing. And that worked. If he killed that, it would have been a much harder game for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But look, he played really well, honestly.
Yeah, I think you both did, to be honest. Exciting set of games, very exciting. 3-2, well done. Well done to both players. No, all good. So thank you very much, both of you guys, for jumping in for the interview. Lawrence, you are now unmuted, so feel free to chat if you want.
Fantastic.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG.
No, I think Flatch and I are going to have to mend our relationship over some Rocket League.
No, fair enough. That sounds absolutely fine. So thank you very much, both, for stopping in for an interview. But I'll be
Thank you for casting the games.
Nah, it's quite alright. Yeah, quite alright.